Hey there, friend. Did you know some of your everyday habits might be quietly stealing your strength without you even noticing? I'm not talking about big health problems. I'm talking about small things you do daily that slowly weaken your body, drain your energy, and affect your independence. Today, let's uncover 7 surprising habits that may be making you weaker and what simple changes can help you stay strong, mobile, and full of life. Let's start with one of the sneakiest strength stealers of all, something so common, so normal, that we rarely give it a second thought: sitting. Yes, sitting. You see, after years of hard work, most people feel they've earned the right to relax, and rightfully so. But what many don't realize is that prolonged sitting, especially without regular movement, quietly eats away at our strength, flexibility, and overall mobility. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, subtle, and easy to miss. One day you're walking just fine, and the next, your legs feel a little heavier. A bit more tired. The chair starts to feel more comfortable than the idea of a stroll. You tell yourself it's just aging, but in reality, it might just be too much stillness. Our bodies were built to move. But when we sit for hours at a time, whether it's watching TV, reading, or scrolling through our phones, our leg muscles start to weaken, our joints stiffen, and our balance begins to suffer. Over time, your hip flexors tighten, your glutes lose their strength, and your circulation slows down, especially in your lower body. This combination makes it harder to stand up, walk confidently, or recover if you trip. And what's worse? The more we sit, the more tired we feel. It becomes a cycle that slowly robs us of our independence and confidence. But here's the good news: you don't need a gym or a personal trainer to fight back. Just standing up every 30 to 45 minutes, taking a few steps around the room, or doing simple chair exercises can make a world of difference. Even shifting your weight, circling your ankles, or stretching your arms helps your body stay active and awake. Try the sit-to-stand move a few times a day, standing up from your chair and sitting back down without using your hands. It's a small act that builds real strength. Remember, movement is medicine, and motion is lotion. Every little bit counts. So today, take notice of how long you've been sitting and give your body the gift of movement. Because staying still might feel comfortable, but staying active is what keeps you strong. Habit number 2, skipping strength exercises. Now let's talk about another quiet culprit, something so easily overlooked, yet so crucial to your long-term strength and independence: skipping strength exercises. Many people think that once they hit a certain age, it's time to slow down and take it easy. And sure, we all deserve to rest and listen to our bodies. But there's a big difference between being gentle and being inactive. The truth is, after the age of 50, we start losing muscle mass naturally, a process called sarcopenia. And by the time we reach our 60s or 70s, that loss can be dramatic if we don't actively work to stop it. You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym. But if you're not challenging your muscles, even just a little bit, they begin to shrink and weaken. And that weakness doesn't just show up when you're trying to carry groceries or climb stairs, it creeps into every part of daily life. Getting out of bed becomes harder. Standing up from a chair takes more effort. You begin to rely on your arms to push yourself up, or you avoid certain activities altogether. The strength that once came naturally starts to fade, and with it, your confidence and freedom. The key is to keep your muscles engaged, especially the big ones: your legs, your core, and your back. Try simple bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, leg raises, or holding onto a countertop and rising up on your toes. These might seem basic, but they are powerful. Doing them consistently, even just a few times a week, can make an enormous difference in how you move, how steady you feel, and how independent you stay. The best part? It's never too late to start. No matter your age, your body is capable of rebuilding strength. It just needs a little encouragement and a bit of effort. So, don't let the idea of taking it easy keep you from staying strong. Because strength isn't about looking young, it's about staying capable. And that is something truly worth holding on to. Habit number 3, not drinking enough water. Let's move on to something that might surprise you, not drinking enough water. It sounds so simple, right? We all know water is good for us. But what many people don't realize is just how important hydration is for strength, balance, energy, and even brain health, especially as we age. And here's the tricky part: as we get older, our sense of thirst actually becomes less reliable. That means your body might already be dehydrated before you even feel thirsty. And when that happens regularly, it can have some serious consequences. When you're not drinking enough water, your muscles don't function as well. You might feel more tired, weaker, and even dizzy when standing up. Dehydration can affect your joints too, making them feel stiff or achy, which makes movement more difficult. And it doesn't stop there. Your brain needs water to think clearly, stay sharp, and keep your mood stable. Ever felt a bit forgetful or foggy-headed? Sometimes, that's just your body's way of saying, I need water. Habit number 3, not drinking enough water. Let's move on to something that might surprise you, not drinking enough water. It sounds so simple, right? We all know water is good for us. But what many people don't realize is just how important hydration is for strength, balance, energy, and even brain health, especially as we age. And here's the tricky part: as we get older, our sense of thirst actually becomes less reliable. That means your body might already be dehydrated before you even feel thirsty. And when that happens regularly, it can have some serious consequences. When you're not drinking enough water, your muscles don't function as well. You might feel more tired, weaker, and even dizzy when standing up. Dehydration can affect your joints too, making them feel stiff or achy, which makes movement more difficult. And it doesn't stop there. Your brain needs water to think clearly, stay sharp, and keep your mood stable. Ever felt a bit forgetful or foggy-headed? Sometimes, that's just your body's way of saying, I need water. Habit number 4, ignoring your balance. Now, let's talk about something that many people overlook until it becomes a serious issue: balance. When you were younger, staying upright and steady was second nature. You didn't have to think twice about stepping over a curb or turning around quickly. But as the years go by, balance becomes more fragile. And the scary thing is, most people don't notice they're losing it until they have a near fall, or worse, a real one. The truth is, your sense of balance is like a muscle. It needs regular training to stay strong. If you're not actively working on it, even in small ways, it can start to fade. That's because balance isn't just about strong legs. It's a delicate dance between your muscles, joints, inner ear, vision, and brain. When even one part of that system weakens, the whole structure becomes shaky. And unfortunately, many seniors don't think to address balance until after they've already had a frightening experience. Ignoring your balance can lead to subtle changes at first, like holding onto furniture when walking around the house, feeling unsteady on stairs, or hesitating before stepping into the shower. But over time, these signs become habits, and those habits slowly shrink your world. You avoid going out, skip walks, say no to outings. And that loss of movement leads to more weakness, less confidence, and a higher risk of serious falls. But here's the good news: just like strength and flexibility, balance can be trained and improved at any age. You don't need fancy equipment or long workouts. Start with simple exercises like standing on one foot while holding the back of a chair, walking heel to toe across a hallway, or gently shifting your weight from side to side. Even practicing getting up and down from a seated position without using your hands can help. Do a few minutes every day, and you'll be amazed at how your body responds. And here's something important: if you ever feel unsteady, don't just accept it as normal aging. Talk to your doctor, or consider working with a physical therapist. There are targeted programs designed specifically to rebuild balance and prevent falls. You deserve to feel safe and steady in your own body. Because balance isn't just about standing tall, it's about living without fear, moving through life with confidence, and holding on to your independence with both feet planted firmly on the ground. Habit number 5, eating too little protein. Here's a habit that often flies under the radar, yet plays a massive role in how strong or weak we feel every day: not getting enough protein. When most people think about protein, they imagine bodybuilders or athletes pounding down protein shakes. But let me tell you, protein is just as important, if not more so, for older adults. Because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein, which means we actually need more of it, not less, to maintain muscle, energy, and function. The problem is, many seniors unintentionally reduce their protein intake. Maybe it's because they're eating smaller meals, cutting back on meat, or choosing foods that are easier to chew and digest. Some people even think they don't need as much because they're less active. But here's the truth: without enough protein, your muscles don't have the building blocks they need to stay strong. And when your muscle mass drops, so does your balance, your energy, and your ability to recover from illness or injury. Think about your body like a house. Protein is the material that holds it together. Without enough bricks, the walls start to weaken. And over time, the structure becomes fragile. That's what happens inside your body when your protein intake drops too low. It might not be obvious right away, but your strength, mobility, and even your immune system begin to suffer. And unfortunately, by the time many people notice the effects, they're already dealing with fatigue, frailty, or unexpected weight loss. So what can you do? Start by checking in with your meals. Are you including a source of protein at every meal, not just dinner? Eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, tofu, cottage cheese, chicken, fish, and lean cuts of beef or pork are all excellent sources. And don't forget about snacks. Handfuls of nuts, protein-rich smoothies, or even a boiled egg can help fill in the gaps. For most older adults, aiming for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal is a solid goal. And if chewing is difficult, soft options like scrambled eggs, smoothies, or protein shakes can still do the trick. Adding more protein to your diet doesn't mean overhauling everything. It's about small, consistent choices that give your muscles what they need to stay active, repair themselves, and support your whole body. Because the stronger your muscles are, the more freedom you have to move, to live, and to keep enjoying the things you love. Never underestimate the power of what's on your plate. It just might be the key to feeling more alive. Habit number 6, not getting enough quality sleep. Now let's dive into something that nearly every senior I've ever spoken to brings up at some point: sleep. Or rather, the lack of it. Poor sleep is one of those things that sneaks in quietly, almost like a thief in the night. One restless evening turns into a pattern of tossing and turning. Before you know it, you're waking up tired, dragging through the day, and chalking it up to just getting older. But here's the truth. Bad sleep isn't just a nuisance, it's a habit that slowly weakens your body, your mind, and your spirit. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when your muscles recover, your brain clears out toxins, and your immune system recharges. So when you're not getting deep, restful sleep, whether it's due to frequent bathroom trips, discomfort, anxiety, or just plain insomnia, it doesn't just make you tired. It actually makes you weaker. Your muscles don't get the recovery they need. Your balance and coordination start to slip. Your ability to focus and remember things starts to fade. And your body begins to operate in a low-grade state of stress. And here's something many people don't realize: poor sleep can even affect your appetite and metabolism. That's right, when you don't sleep well, your hunger hormones get thrown off. You may crave more sugar or processed foods, and feel less motivation to move. It's a domino effect. And over time, it can lead to weight gain, higher risk of diabetes, and even depression. But the good news is, there's a lot you can do to improve the quality of your sleep, starting with your habits before bedtime. Try to stick to a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. Avoid caffeine late in the day, and minimize alcohol before bed. It might help you fall asleep, but it disrupts your sleep cycles. Create a calming nighttime routine. Dim the lights, turn off the TV or phone at least an hour before bed, and maybe read something soothing or listen to gentle music. And if pain or discomfort is keeping you up, speak to your doctor. Sometimes a small change in your pillow, mattress, or medication timing can make a big difference. And don't forget movement during the day. Getting sunlight in the morning and doing light exercise, like walking or stretching, can help regulate your internal clock and promote better sleep. Think of quality sleep not as a luxury, but as a pillar of strength. Because when you sleep well, your energy returns, your focus sharpens, and your body regains its natural rhythm. So if you've been brushing off your restless nights as just part of aging, I want to gently challenge that. You deserve deep, healing rest. And with a little care and consistency, it's possible to get it again. Because sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about waking up ready to live fully. Habit number 7, isolating yourself from others. Now, let's talk about something that's just as important for your strength and health as exercise, diet, or sleep, and that's your social connections. It might surprise you, but isolating yourself from friends, family, and community can actually make you weaker, both physically and mentally. As we get older, it's easy to slip into the habit of spending more time alone. Maybe it's because of mobility issues, loss of loved ones, or just feeling like you don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, social isolation is a hidden danger that slowly chips away at your well-being. When you isolate yourself, you miss out on the motivation, encouragement, and joy that comes from interacting with others. Social activities help keep your mind sharp, your mood positive, and your body moving. Think about it: when you're out with friends or family, you're more likely to get up and walk, engage in conversations, laugh, and feel connected. That sense of belonging and purpose is a powerful force against depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. On the flip side, loneliness can lead to increased stress hormones, inflammation, and a weakened immune system. It's been linked to higher risks of heart disease, dementia, and even earlier death. And because it affects your mood and energy, isolation often causes people to be less active, eat less healthily, and neglect their self-care. It becomes a vicious cycle. Feeling lonely makes you weaker, and feeling weaker makes you want to isolate even more. So what can you do if you've fallen into this trap? Start small. Pick up the phone and call a friend or family member, even if it's just for a short chat. Join local senior groups, hobby clubs, or exercise classes where you can meet people with shared interests. Volunteer or get involved in community events. Giving back can boost your mood and expand your social circle. Technology can help too. Video calls, social media, or online communities can keep you connected, especially if going out is difficult. Remember, human connection is part of what makes life meaningful and keeps you strong. You're not just exercising your body, you're nourishing your soul. So don't underestimate the power of a kind word, a shared laugh, or simply being with others. Because staying connected is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to stay healthy, happy, and strong for years to come. As we've talked about today, staying strong and healthy as we age isn't about quick fixes or magic solutions. It's about the small, everyday choices that add up over time. From moving regularly and staying hydrated, to focusing on balance, getting enough protein, prioritizing quality sleep, and staying socially connected, each habit plays a vital role in keeping your body and mind strong. Remember, aging doesn't have to mean becoming weaker or less independent. By recognizing and changing these 7 common habits, you're giving yourself the best chance to live a vibrant, active, and joyful life well into your golden years. It's never too late to start. Every positive step you take today builds a stronger, healthier tomorrow. So take this as your gentle reminder to listen to your body, care for your mind, and nurture your connections. Because the greatest gift you can give yourself is the power to live fully, with strength and confidence. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to your health, happiness, and strength, today and always.